Lori, and this is Technique Tuesday. So I have a fun fold and a technique to share with you on how to create this wreath that I put on the front of this card. This is another fall card. You can use this for Thanksgiving. I'm going to just change it up just a hair. I am not going to stamp the Cajun Craze leaves on the back of this. I thought it was a little bit too busy after I did it. I like the one on the front, but I'm going to leave that solid on the back here, and we'll just still continue to stamp the little leaf there because I really like stamping the inside of the cards. So you can see how this card opens. It's a very simple card to put together. You use a regular 5.5 by 4 1/4, but we are going to cut it the front in half at 2 1/8, and then we're just going to use this piece right here for our front, and it gives that little impact. You know, when you give a card like this, it's not that regular to 5.5 by 4 1/4, but it just gives a little bit of an impact too. And I've been making these a long time. I don't even know if they have a name for this card. It's been around a long time, and I really do like making these cards. It's really pretty. Alright, so for this card, what we're going to need is, like I said, this is Cajun Craze. It is a 5.5 by 4 1/4, and I just cut it at 5.5 by 4 1/4, and then I just took the front and I cut it in half at 2 1/8. So you'll have this little flap here. And then you'll need a piece of crushed curry. We're going to mat our designer series paper on this, and that is 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. For the inside, you're going to need a piece this is 4 by 4 Whisper White. You can use whatever color you want on the inside. I just like to write on the Whisper White. And then to mat this front piece here, you're going to need a piece that is 2 by 5 3/8. And then this designer series paper is the wood textures, and I am using this pattern right here, and this is 4 by 4. I believe. Forgot. Yeah, it's 4 by 4. This piece right here, and that's going to be matted onto the crushed, the crushed curry right here. So there's a lot to it. So let's go ahead and get started. I already did all the big shot work. The stamp sets that I'm using for this is going to be the Colorful Seasons bundle. You know I've used this like crazy. You've seen me use the framelits, you've seen me use the stamp set, and it is my most used stamp set, I believe, ever, except for the Teeny Tiny Wishes, which I used regularly. And so I'm using this tiny leaf right here for this. And this little leaf, you're going to cut 4 each of pumpkin pie, crushed curry, cherry cobbler, and Cajun Craze. And it doesn't take much time at all. I think it took me 8 minutes. I timed it on sending this through 4 times for each color. So it doesn't take that much time, and it's well worth it. The wreath is really pretty. And then I'm using Many Blessings, and then I'm going to also use the little leaf on here and the Colorful Seasons. So I'm using that Many Blessings. And I also like the Thankful for You Every Day. That would be really pretty too, to use for a Thanksgiving card or for a fall card. And I think that is it. Oh, you are going to need I use the Stitched Shapes circle, and this is actually a 3-inch circle. So whatever you have that is a 3-inch circle you can use. You don't need the Stitched Shapes because we're going to cover it actually, the stitching. So anything that you have that's 3 inches. Okay, so let's get started on creating this wreath. So let me bring in all our little pieces here, and what I did is I'm going to cut off each one of these. It just looks better without the little stem on it. So I'm just cutting all these little stems off. That's the first thing that we're going to do. As I was clipping these off, to use this as confetti, little confetti, or use it in your shaker cards. You can always use these little pieces. So I'm going to just set those aside and put them in my little pile. Alright, so I am using a wet glue to put this together. And we are going to start off with a Cajun Craze. Now I'll probably just show you the first steps in this and then I'll speed it up because you don't really need to watch me go around the whole wreath. It does take a little bit of time, but really it goes really quick. And then let's grab a pumpkin pie, and I'm going to layer these in the same way all the way around. Same pattern of color. Just makes the wreath look a little bit more uniform. I am overlapping them. And then the stamping we're going to do after. I did it on the other one first and I didn't get it exactly centered, so I really wanted to get it better centered, so we're going to stamp it after. So keep it along the edge so you can keep your wreath in a circle. That's why I'm using wet glue, in case I need to kind of scoot them back a little bit as I'm going around. Alright, so you got the idea of that. I'll go ahead and finish this up and I'll be right back. Okay, so you can see the wreath is finished. We are going to, you can probably see when I was doing it, I was kind of pushing them back because I want this to be as round as I could get it. So we can stamp our sentiment there. So let me grab the Many Blessings, and I'm going to use Cajun Craze to stamp it. Just like that. Isn't that pretty with the little Many Blessings on the inside? Alright, so now let's go ahead and grab our crumb cake. And I made a double bow. I'm going to use my bone folder to kind of straighten this because it started curling on me the last time. And I'm going to do it on the spool so I don't waste too much of it. So we're just making a double bow here. I'm going to clip that open. And get it the size that you want. And then I'm going to use some glue dots. I used a couple on this because it's pretty thick. And we're going to set that right there. I love the rustic look of this twine. It's really pretty. Alright, so now let's grab our matte piece and our Wood Textures Designer Series paper. And we're going to attach these. Line that up on there. And then I am going to attach our wreath here. And it's probably easier to attach it without the ribbon on it. I think I did that last time. But look how cute it looks on that wood grain. It's really pretty. Alright, so I'm going to grab now my matting piece and the little leaf and some crushed curry, and we are going to stamp this part. So we are going to just randomly stamp. One of the little tips for stamping your images on to a piece is to do it in threes. So you do it like in a triangle. It seems to look more natural. And I keep turning it. Stamp off also. And I just move it around and turn it, and actually only the edges of this are going to be seen, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to stamp one little bit up here to fill that in. So just keep following your like threes, and it always seems to look a lot more uniform when you do that. But doesn't it look really pretty stamped on this crushed curry with the crushed curry? It's really pretty. And then we'll fill in that spot, and I think that's it. So we're ready to mat this. Onto the front here. And then we are now ready to put on our piece right here. Now you want it to line up with the edge here, so don't push it all the way to this side here or you're going to have it short. So make sure you line it up in the center and line these edges right here. So you're only putting adhesive on half of this. And I'm using the fast fuse. Use a strong adhesive so it stays. And then make sure you line up your edges before you set it down. And then press it. So there you have that. And then we're going to go ahead and do the inside. We'll just mat this piece. You can even use the crushed curry on the inside, and make sure you line it up with this here so that when you close it you're not going to see any of the white. Make sure you get it straight. I had that a little crooked. And then I'm going to just grab that leaf again and some Cajun craze, and we are going to stamp just one right down here. And I like it much better without the stamping on the back here. So there you have it. It's all done. Here's the other one. You can do it either way if you like it better. I think it's a little bit busier stamped on here, but I like it. I'm more of a clean person and simple type, so I think I like this much better plain. Alright everyone, if you need any supplies, you're going to go to my blog at stampingwithamore.com and shop from my blog. I do have a new October hostess code. I haven't printed out my thing yet for it, but if you use the hostess code, you get put into a drawing for free hostess dollars at the end of the month. Okay everyone, before I go, I wanted to remind you that I am doing 12 weeks of Christmas. If you sign up for my newsletter, I will be sending you a tutorial and a PDF each week for 12 weeks. So this is we're on week 2, so it's not too late to start to sign up. But I will be sending it right to your inbox. You can go to my blog at stampingwithamore.com, and on the right hand side it says subscribe to my newsletter. And if you subscribe, I will be sending you the 12 weeks of Christmas. So I hope you all have a blessed day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.